The idea of the federal government funding BRAC has reached the radar of our United States senators. Unfortunately, some of our members of Congress, of the House, don't see the need to balance that funding. Our local boards of education, our local funding for school boards and county commissioners, they're very much struggling with the idea of proper funding for our classrooms, because while Frederick County only has maybe 1,000 families coming, we know that Harford County's got many, many more. My support lies with coming up with a more modernized funding scheme that will reward the local school district with a higher percentage, since we're getting very little property taxes based on the expansion, and significant road funds. And I think we're very lucky that Lieutenant Governor Brown has been working so diligently with our representatives in Washington to make sure that's a coordinated effort. But it does have to be targeted, and one of the things that Smokey talked about was how much of our money goes directly to the military and war efforts. Well, we forget that there's a lot of other activity that goes around our military and non-military homeland security issues. And we've seen that in a lot of places. So transportation education dollars are huge. And I'm hoping that we don't have very far to go by finding our friends in Senator Cardin and Senator Mikulski. It's the end of the fiscal year and the overtime dollars are short. It was my experience, and it is my belief, that the Homeland Security training for local elected officials is included in part of the solution. A declaration of emergency by the local executive, whether it's a board of county commissioners or a mayor, starts things into motion and helps then offset any costs that a local jurisdiction would have, because it would then go up the political food chain from the local executive and board of county commissioners to your state level representatives, to your governor, and then to the federal level. So there is a mechanism in place, because no one really expects a local jurisdiction to fund a 9/11 type response or a Hurricane Katrina type response on their own.
At grad school, from a legislative standpoint, what sort of solutions would you propose?
The simplest thing to do is to extend health care for people from 18 to 24 to stay on their family's health insurance. Because, as you probably know, anybody who studies this stuff, you look at the largest group of uninsured, and it's the young, strong, hardworking people who've just graduated from college, who don't have any money left because they're in debt, and they are trying to get into graduate programs. But what we have to do is a better program of making sure that the options exist for young people to stay on their family's health insurance or to buy into a program at a discounted rate, because that's insurance. You balance the risk, and young people create a smaller burden on the insurance pool. So the idea would be to start with the family coverage and work at lower rates for age brackets.
Looking around. Okay, I would like to, first of all, somebody said to me, I've never introduced myself, my name is Bob Tressline, by the way. I would like to thank our panel. I think it was a very interesting discussion, and our questions were great. So thank you very much. Let's give our panel a big hand. Okay, I have a couple of short announcements.